There, I'm live.
And we're on.
So we're gonna have a bagpiper play Amazing Grace to start, and then Vince, what's his first name? Tom Vincent. Tom's gonna play a song. I don't know what it is yet, but he'll play it. And then we go live all of us. All good.
That's nice.
And if you're on Facebook, share the video to all your pages and all your friends.
Like Green's water or some shit.
I did share. I can't share the live feed, right?
You can share the live feed.
I could.
Yeah.
I just see one little text out there that I didn't need. So a live now, you said there's a picture up, right?
Chase, you can
You'll
stay
see.
where
Yes,
you
I have the
want.
picture up. That starts the show.
Okay. How do you go live? I gotta go to your page.
Net.
Yes.
When you take off the middle logo, you can leave the 9/11 ones on if it's not in the way.
I know. I figured that out already.
I went all day with that coffee. It was a bad idea.
The culture looks great.
I feel like dog shit right now.
No, I'm going live. I don't want to go live.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Use to sit and wonder why me. And if you don't know by now, ain't no use in sit and wonder why me. You don't ever do somehow. When that rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I've been traveling on, but don't think twice, it's alright. mean I never know. And it ain't no use in turning on your lately. I'm on the dark side of the road. But I wish that there was something you would say. You try and make me change my mind and stay. We never did too much talking anyway. But don't think twice, it's alright. It ain't no use in calling out my name, yeah, like you never done before. It ain't no use in calling out my name, yeah, I can't hear you anymore. I've been walking down the winding highways down the road. I once loved a woman, a child I'm told. I gave her my heart, but she wanted my soul. Don't think twice, it's alright. So long, honey babe, where I'm bound, I can't tell. But goodbye's too good of a word, babe, so I'll just say fairly well. I'm not saying that you treated me unkind. It could have gone better, but I don't mind. You just kinda wasted my precious time. Don't think twice, it's alright.
Welcome to the Wiseguyz Show! Let's hear it for Tony Vincent, who just played. Come on. Tommy. Today you're Tony.
Because everybody's name is Tony, man.
Let's hear it for the bagpiper, Chase Hamilton, and the double fire department. Wait. He also, Chase plays for the Emerald Society, Essex County, and St. Callum McKill in Kearney. So let's hear it, Manazzo. Let's give him Manazzo.
Let's give him a double lazzo. 1, 2, 3, azzo! 1, 2, 3, azzo!
There you go.
And he used to hit me all the time in wrestling.
Oh, you just went to school together?
So was it easy? I bet.
Can we watch him pin you now?
No. Easy.
All right. Welcome to the Wiseguyz Show. I am Freddie the Fireman, your host. Obviously, sitting next to me is Nikki Voices in the house. What's up, Nikki? And sitting next to me over here is Jumpin' Gennaro's in the house. Mr. Jumpin' Gennaro, we got Joey Cat in the house. And the Wiseguyz ambassador, the Hoboken connection, Angelo Acetta's in the house.
Some new names. What's up, guys?
And next to Nikki over here, we got the Doc.
Hey! Good luck, everyone.
He's famous all over the internet with all your history lessons. And we have our co-host who fills in. Anybody can't make it. We got Roro Antonucci, comedian. And obviously our special guest co-host of the evening, Mario Polite, is in the house. Mario, welcome to the Wiseguyz Show.
Thank you for having me.
What do you think so far?
It's great, you guys are great.
Well, we're just getting
What
started.
do you think about walking through up the
Yeah,
steps
this
in
is,
the back
this,
room?
if people don't know, this takes place in an old firehouse. There's some nice, beautiful wigs outside.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's really.
I was showing the antiques walking in.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Good nostalgic for you, right?
What's better than this? Freddie the fireman, having Mario Polite over here from New York City. New York, he's also a New York City fireman. He's an actor, and we're really proud to have you here. It's an honor, and it is our 9/11 special, and we want to mention
Thank you.
that this is our 9/11 special. Every year we do a 9/11 special right
That's okay.
around 9/11. Can't believe it's already 19 years.
You believe that?
Yeah, amazing. Eric, what do you think?
Unbelievable.
Man, you weren't even born yet.
I was not.
How old?
I was 11 years old at the time.
Oh, 11?
Yeah, I'm born in 1988. Am I that young?
You were
Thank you. Thank you.
11 years old. All right. What were you? How old were you?
I was born.
How old were you?
I was, there was 7.
7.
I remember watching it.
7/11. There you go.
I remember
See,
watching
7/11.
7/11. Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Of course I do. I watched it as it happened. I told you.
Yeah. Okay.
Just pulled it up. Yeah.
Well, everybody obviously knows where they were at that time,
Yeah.
you know, me, I gotta tell you, it was a little weird ride. I had gotten home from Italy on 9/10, and you know, the next day I worked at the firehouse at night. I worked night till we didn't have 24s yet, and you know, I woke up in Italy, you know, really watched television, turned the TV on, and the first vision I saw on the television screen was the towers on fire, and I'm sitting there watching. What? And it was just I knew that it wasn't an accident.
Right.
I mean, it was too clear of a day.
Right.
It was just too bright, clear day to, you know, if you're flying a plane and you know you're going down, you're not gonna head right for
That day was crystal clear.
Crystal clear.
Beautiful. Remember waking up, wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it was, watching it, I'm like, well, you know, and I'm just trying to get the feedback on the news, and that's when the second plane hit.
Right.
And I tell you, it was just something that'll live with me forever, because then the Pentagon got hit, and I just ran outside. And so where I live on a hill in Newark, and you could oversee all of New York, and the towers were direct, like you across from my house, you could see the towers.
Right.
And I watched it while I was driving, because we have a cafe I hang out with that all the police and firemen hang out during the day, and we stop there for coffee, and that's where everybody was, and we were just, you know, what the hell's going on?
I could see it from my classroom window. I was teaching that day in Newark, and I was up on the 3rd floor, so I had a view of the New York skyline from the school where I was teaching, and I could see the building burning from, you know, the smoke from there.
Larry, were you working?
I was actually I was off that day. I was living in Westchester, and we were going to go away to Boston. One of our friends were having surgery, and we put on the news. I watched the news. It's already burning. I'm watching this, and I'm like, this is crazy. What's going on? And as we're watching it, we saw the second plane hit. I said, oh my God. And I was like, I gotta go. And my girlfriend at the time was like, what do you mean you gotta go? I go, I gotta go work. It's happening now. We're doing that now. We're running new buildings, you know? So I suited up and I went down to the city. And I had 2 years on the job. I got on the job in 1999. And at that time we had, where as a probie, as a new guy, you went and spent 2 years in different houses. So I spent 1 year in one house, then a year in another house, and then you go back to the house that you were assigned. So you get to experience different fires. If you're from Queens, you're gonna go to Brooklyn. If you're from Brooklyn, you're going to Manhattan. Right? So you're dealing with high rises, you're dealing with private dwellings, you're dealing with girlfriends. And it was a great way to really get to know the job and actually become friends with other firefighters, you know, from other firehouses.
They do that in Newark, Freddie?
What?
Do they do that in Newark?
What's that?
Once you get into one house, do they move you around or not?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you get cross-trained, you know,
Yeah.
different rates if you're allowed.
It was something new that they were doing, and it was going on for a couple of years. After 9/11, they stopped it because what happened is, so I got to the city by 12 o'clock, and they wanted to let none of us go back down to ground zero, because when this happened, it happened at the time where the night shift was getting off and the day shift was coming to work. So basically, in the firehouse, you get there, I relieve a guy an hour early. So technically, you're working tonight. I get there at 8 o'clock. Joe, you're up. I got you. What do you have? You tell me your position. Now we're hanging out in the kitchen. You're having your breakfast, but we get a call. I'm going to jump on for you. You're not going to go. When this happened, I jumped on. You jumped on. Everybody jumped on. So when that happened, it was so chaotic because there was so many of us down there, on duty, off duty, going home. It was people grabbed other people's gear. So when they found some gears, they thought people were passed away, but they weren't. So it was just mayhem, to be honest.
See, now, I worked in the firehouse during the first attack. I came on in '89, and we sat there and watched.
In '93.
I'm sorry, '93.
Yeah.
I came on in '89, right? '93 was the first attack, and I don't know if it was the same with you in our training. We were actually taught that those towers would never come down.
Yes.
We were taught that in the academy.
I had a friend who was an iron worker, okay? And he told me that his father was one of the iron workers, the construction team, actually, he was the construction team that put up the building. And he said from then, he goes, this building will collapse. And he explained to me why. It was, the way the building was built, the steel was only the outer structure.
Correct.
The floors had no support. So if anything was too heavy on any one floor,
Collapse.
everything would go down like dominoes. It was only, because basically it was curtain wall. So
Correct.
all you had was you had a frame, and then they hung the glass on it. But the floors were not supported with any beams, and the reason for that was so that when they rented the floor, they could set it up any way they wanted.
Correct.
So the building was actually designed to collapse,
And
unintentionally.
the elevators were in the middle, so it was the core of the building when everything else was.
So that was unintentionally designed, to collapse. But if anybody ever got a hold of the plans, or, and that way, and they would know that it
we
would
don't
come down.
understand, and we were taught that those buildings would never
No,
come down.
actually, I was told by a man who was part of the architecture that designed it. He's an old Italian guy who was dating my neighbor's mom.
Did he share the same thing?
He said that it was designed to do exactly that, to collapse,
One
sunshine.
Right.
on top of the other?
Yeah.
To go straight
It was supposed to
down.
collapse from the inside down.
Right.
It looked like a demolition
Yes.
explosion.
Yeah, like they knocked down buildings in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
Came down just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then,
Oh, with the jet fuel and the heat
That's the
and
only
steel
way.
melts,
That-
you
that had a lot
know.
of-
And when he hit it, it was like what? I don't know how many floors it hit
Yeah, but-
on the
yeah,
86, so you had like
That's
20
amazing
floors.
that steel.
But once that
Oh,
plane,
no.
once the weight was on the one floor,
Yeah.
it was gonna fall to the next one. And then, so as it's going down, the weight is increasing.
Yeah.
So it just starts to go faster.
yeah.
No, listen, when we finally got down there, it was like, I got down there the day of around 5 p.m. It was like a war zone. Cars burning, dust everywhere, ticket day parade, there's papers everywhere. But I remember thinking to myself, where the hell is all this furniture? Like, there was nothing. Everything got disintegrated.
Yeah.
It was like, there was no desk, no chairs, nothing. Just steel, and steel still burning in half. And, we have the pass alarms that if we stop moving in the fire department, our mask has an alarm that goes off after 30 seconds.
Pass alarm, I got an
And the
interesting
pass
story, I tell it all the
alarm
time.
was going off,
Yeah.
like, there was over 300 of them going off at the same time, dude, that's, shit's an ear feeling, my hair's standing up.
I gotta say, I'm gonna follow up on that. I had a scanner on me. I used to carry it with me just because, we used to get jobs going on everywhere when there's something big happening.
Right.
And most people won't understand, like, when that first building came down, as a firefighter, more so, what the job is as a firefighter, and when that building came down, you knew there were guys in that building.
Absolutely.
But see, that's when I first got in, that's when I finally got in the car and I went over to that cafe where I hang out. And I'm looking at the towers from a distance. I'm at a red light on 3rd Avenue and on Prospect Avenue in Newark, and I'm seeing it. And I said, that's when I turned my scanner on. And when I turned my scanner on, that's all I heard were pass alarms. And I knew, because there was a chief on scene, and as he was talking, all you heard were pass alarms back to headquarters. And that's eerie. See, now I'm getting it.
Yeah.
And because you know what that means, you know, and it's just, like I said, it's something that I brought up. I want to do this every year, that we do this Wiseguyz show, because me personally, I know, like I put a post up, you know, that people forget. I feel that what you see going on in the world today, I feel that we forget, not 9/11, and nobody could ever forget 9/11, just saying 9/11. When you hear 9/11, it's 9/11 on your watch. You say, oh, no, 9/11. No. What I mean about forget, I think people forget, they're worried about this nonsense political game going on in the world. And that doesn't mean, I'm not getting political here. I'm not getting Republican, Democrat. I'm not getting that. I'm getting more, but we try not to do that at all. But what I'm getting at is, we're playing such stupid political games when there are people out there literally trying to give us another 9/11, if not worse,
Right.
to bring us to our knees.
Sure.
And whether you want to talk about coronavirus and conspiracies and all this stuff, it just so happens on 9/11 and the coronavirus, you want to talk conspiracy, was our stock market was at its peak both times.
Right.
And when you see things happen, there's people in other countries that don't want us to prosper.
Right.
And I always feel that when our stock market does go well, is when someone's going to try to bring us back down. And that's what happened in the coronavirus, and that's what happened with 9/11. And those were the only really two times I remember where the stock market actually boomed. We had just really recovered from the stock market of 9/11. And we were just starting to just build that economy back to where it was, and we were at a record high again. And we got the coronavirus, which brought it down to nothing again.
Yeah.
And so, you know, say what you want, but I think the political game needs to stop. I think honestly that politicians, leaders of our country need to focus on the real things that happen in this country and what's going on abroad, because there's a lot of people out there, and I'll tell any politician to their face, you can do your politics, but please pay attention to what's really happening behind the doors. Because we were sleeping on 9/11, and because we're such a great country and we try to prosper and do our own thing, we'll sleep again. And we fell asleep. If you think about it, like I said, the coronavirus, everybody was having a great old time, and it just died.
Yeah.
You know, and the same with 9/11. We were all having a great old time. That was a nice, hot, sunny day. I was getting ready to go to work. I was in the middle of everything. And I just wish that politicians pay attention more to the real important things in life. So it's nonsense.
The only difference I feel is that when 9/11 happened, I remember there was no hatred, there was no anger.
Right.
Everybody wanted to do something. They wanted to do their part, help people. I mean, it was the most peaceful time that we all came together as a race, as a human race. After 9/11. And then shortly after, people forget, and then we go back to our
You know,
regular
one of the things people forget about the 9/11 incident, we remember the Twin Towers, the two buildings. But people forget that there was a smaller third building that didn't get hit by a plane.
That fell. Number 7.
Now we're gonna get into conspiracy theory.
No, but I'm just saying, there was a
And I'm
third,
one of them.
and there was a
Let me
third
tell you.
building there, and so.
Start now.
And something, and so it wasn't just 2 buildings, it was 3.
Right.
And
How did
people-
that building fall?
Yeah.
Building 7, what was it called?
Yeah, Building 7.
Building 7.
How did that fall?
An explosion.
But I was there when it fell.
Listen, I knew a guy that worked.
We
Listen,
we all ran.
So you were there. So
I
you-
was there when it
Doc,
fell.
listen, I knew a guy that worked in one of the towers. They told him to stay, everything's okay. He got out. He heard bombs going off.
Well, I have one of the teacher friends that worked with me when this happened. Her husband was a plumbing engineer, and he was supposed to send a crew of plumbers to the Twin Towers because they had an issue, and it was supposed to be like might have been various floors, maybe 20 plumbers were supposed to go to this building, right?
Well, his secretary forgot to submit a document telling the guys when to go. Now, he said normally he would have fired her for that. But on that occasion, the guys didn't go because she didn't put in the requisition, so she ended up saving their lives
right.
by forgetting to
Right.
put in the document.
I mean, there's a lot of questions that
Freddie,
I want, you know.
Can you just say about the book for my cousin?
Yeah, sure. Go, absolutely. This is wait to hear this one. This is true too. It's amazing. It was all over
I
the.
wanted to ask.
Hey, Nate.
Hello.
Hello, Ned.
Okay, so 9/11 touched my heart big time because my cousin, Pasquale Bruzelli, had his business on the 64th floor. That day, you know what happened. So he was considered to be the 9/11 surfer. He was the last person that they found that night. So they made a book called We All Fall Down, the true story of the 9/11 surfer. It's on Amazon and Kindle. Look at the book, it'll tell you everything that happened that day.
He was on. It was a. They did like some
He's
type
been
of
all over
documentary on him.
because of-
He was the last one they found alive. He was an engineer, I believe, on the 60-something floor.
Yeah.
And I think he got down to the 30th or 40th floor.
Right.
And because of the engineer skills he had, he knew when that if the building was coming down, where to stand in the stairwell.
Yeah,
That he
did
felt that
exactly
if he
what
had
Doc
any
said.
chance to stand in that one spot of the stairwell,
Right.
and supposedly he came down and rode the stairwell,
Yeah, down.
and it was all broken bones, everything.
Sure.
I mean, the guy, he couldn't walk away, and we can't even get him to come on the show and talk about it, and it just hits him that hard.
Sure.
I mean, you can't live with something like that.
No, that's the
You know, it's like a miracle from God for him to have even survived.
Right.
And you have to look it up and read on it, and it's an amazing story. He's been on all over news networks, Good Day or so. He was on all the when this happened. Once he started getting better and everything, they did a lot of interviews with him, and he lost his whole entire crew. He's the only one that survived from his.
And
yeah.
besides that, his wife was pregnant. So she was devastated because she didn't know what was going on. But that year, there was over 30 pregnant women that had lost their husbands, and the children were born. So they had a big event, and she did make a song. My cousin Louise sang a song called Hope, and that's what she named her daughter. Her daughter now is 20 years old. It's a great story, so really check it out. Again, it's We All Fall Down, the true story of the 9/11 surfer. It's Pasquale Bruzelli.
okay.
All right.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's just we have a little more to talk about. You know, we try not to bring you down too much. I know a lot of people they take it to heart to talk about all this, but sometimes talking about it makes you vent a
Is it
little
good?
bit.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
right?
But on another note, we'll continue more about 9/11. Let's talk a little bit about Festa Italiana at the Franklin Steakhouse.
what a
the other
day.
night.
Man,
Oh, my God. Oh, man. Biagio, Uncle Louie, Anthony Rodia. I'm telling you.
That bar loved me, man.
No, we want to thank everybody for coming out. And Aroma Di Napoli, Queen Margarita, Blue Eyes in Hoboken for hosting the pre and post
That was nice. We had a good
events.
time.
It was just an amazing. But now, just so I don't want to jump the gun.
Weather was great.
Beautiful, clear.
Heritage Italiana at the Franklin Steakhouse on October 11th now.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's going to be unbelievable.
America's favorite uncle, Uncle Floyd, Italian singing sensation Biagio, New Jersey bad boy of comedy Mike Marino, make America Italian again, and we got Nicky Petito on the card that night.
Oh, Nicky.
Fairfield, here I go.
The Jersey Pizza Boys, Don Pipo, and Johnny Penna. It's going to be a great event. We're going to announce everything sometime tomorrow. Tickets will be available tomorrow. I can't tell you how crazy it's going to be. And the performers, we're just going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time.
It's going to be a fun show.
And we did a little song. I want to play a little song we did. Nobody saw it. It was me, Joe Catalano, and Jumpin' Gennaro with the Uncle Louie guys. Everybody, the first time you're going to see it, let's go with it.
Wiseguyz, come on, Wiseguyz, Jumpin' Gennaro, Joey Cat. Let's get that music going. Following this, we're gonna do a birthday cake. Just
Come on, Willie.
here we go. Everybody, come on. Let's go.
Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Straight out of the basement. No, I'm not cooking up seed. Frying up the cutlets and all that shit. Trying to run a kitchen at a rapid pace. The smell of that sauce just hit me in my face. Sausage and pickles and onions don't mind. Spicy rum bread like a bad samurai. The sauce is in the pan, the bread is in your hand. What you gonna do? Dip, dip, dip. Hand me a mouthpiece, sauce all over me. Wiping off shit like a CSI murder scene. Sneaking out the kitchen with a meatball in hand. 145 in the pan. Everybody straight out of the basement. Come on. We live and play the Italian way. Straight out of the basement. We live and play the Italian way. Here we go, you guys know this. Big table, little table, know your place. To move it on up, you better state your case because it's seals and seals these people don't play. You might find yourself on a TV tray. The food never ends, keeps rolling on in. Come on, plate after plate and tin after tin. Your stomach says full, you about to give everybody, having fun. Cannoli, 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 cannoli. Come on, straight out of the basement. Everybody, we live and play the Italian way. Straight out of the basement. We live and play the Italian way. Here we go. Pasta biscotti, pasta chotti, almond paste with espresso coffee. Thinking I'm done with a gleam in my eye. Oh shit, there's ricotta pie. Won't be the ones forward all night. That's right, from the start to the finish to the middle of the night. That's how we do it. That's how we play. Straight out of the basement, the Italian way. Come on. Straight out of the basement. We live and play the Italian way. Straight out of the basement. Oh yeah. We live and play the Italian way. Straight out of the basement. We live and play the Italian way.
All right, we're back. That was the Wiseguyz doing Straight Out of the Basement with the Uncle Louie guys. Check out their video, the Uncle Louie Variety Show. We're in it too. I just want to thank everybody again for making it a great event, and we hope to see you on October 11th at the same place doing another. This is Heritage Italiana, and it's right around the Columbus Day times. So I'm telling you, it's going to be a great night. I mean, a great day. You got to come out. We're going to have Zaples. I don't know how we're doing it. We're going to give out ice cream this time. We're going to just have vendors. It's going to be another feast, and everybody's going to have a great time. I know it. Uncle Floyd is America's favorite Italian uncle, and New Jersey bad boy of comedy, Mike Marino, and Italian singing sensation Biagio. So follow our Facebook group page and hear the rest of the stuff tomorrow.
Well, wait a minute.
And
now,
Instagram.
Now,
And Instagram. You guys always forget Instagram, man. Let's go.
but is there now, so, Freddie? Is there a rain date in case something happens?
There's always a rain date, but we just hope that we don't need it.
We keep it a secret.
We keep it a secret.
Okay.
We don't even mention it, but you just did. So
It's like in the firehouse. You never talk about fires. I remember being, when I was, I guess 10 years on the job, I remember one of the captains coming in the firehouse and saying, today we're going to make rescues. I'm like, you actually sit around and think about making rescues? Like, listen, if it happens, it happens. But you try not to really, you don't want nobody hanging out of a window. No. But, we try not to talk about the rain date. So, like,
okay.
That's why every time we call it, oh, we had a good job. There's no good job.
No.
What's the best story?
Somebody's life's getting ruined. So,
What?
if it was a good job, it was like, oh, we called it a good job today, you know?
You have a
Good job on
good,
your part, though. No one got
Right,
injured.
no one got hurt, no one got
Exactly,
injured, and everything that went
you
out.
have a
but-
good, like a great, good feel story in your whole experience?
Yeah, I've had a few. You know, back in, I believe it was 2003, August 17th, when we had the blackout. There was a blackout in New York.
Right.
And it was chaotic that night. I mean, there was so many jobs at one time going on that we responded by ourselves. And I remember that the second due engine thought that the first due engine was there. Meanwhile, they weren't. They were the first due ones. And then we had this ripping job on a brownstone, and I was on the inside teams, forcible entry team. So I go and I force the door, and we do our search, and we pulled out I found a lady in the bed. We pulled her out. She was like 67 years old. The chauffeur pulled out a person out of the window in the front. The OV, which is the outside vent man, goes in the rear of the building, pulled out 2 people in the building. Wow. It was chaotic, but I remember going into the apartment and seeing the smoke banking down, and really, like, I only had like maybe, I don't know, 5 inches of seeing where I was going.
Wow.
That was really intense, and it was
year
great.
was that,
we
man?
pulled out 4
What
people
year?
out.
What year was that? 03?
03, yeah.
Wow.
You know? So there's a couple.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're on the job, it's you know, you really go to work. You know, most people think like we get paid to. You want to sit around and do nothing, because if you're not, that
And
means
cook.
someone's
And
dying
eat.
or someone's
Drink.
capable of serious
Yeah.
injury. And you know, like when you hear like firemen not working, it's actually a good thing. You know, if they're working, then it's like a lot of bad things
But
happening.
when you're the young guys on the job, you're eager. You want to go to work, and then I mean, I got 21 years now. I'm like, like you said, if it comes, it comes.
Yeah.
But I'm not wishing for it to come. You know.
But getting back real quick to 9/11, though, there were. I just wanted to mention. I do forget. I always because I say I never forget. So I want to say there were 343 firefighters who died, and 72 police officers, Port Authority, a mixture of Port Authority and New York Police Department, 8 medical and workers and paramedics, and 1 patrolman who was a New York City Fire Patrol. Right. Approximately 10,000 first responders and others developed cancer later on, and more than 2,000 have died due to 9/11 related illnesses, and that is a very bad. That is really sad. You know, the 9/11 never ends. You know, and that's why I feel we should never forget, because you need to understand. Look at how long it's been, and we're still guys suffering from it. And these are guys that weren't in the building. I mean,
these are guys that were working after the fact.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is these guys they were just working.
Yeah.
you know, doing their regular job, and they went to go help others.
Well, you remember the first 2 weeks we were there with the paper thin mask.
Yeah.
The painter's mask because
Yep.
no one checked the air.
Right.
And then once they found out what the air was about, all the asbestos, then we had those cylinders and those masks.
Yep.
You know.
Well, there's an attorney, there's a law firm that advertises on TV.
Oh, to this day, yeah.
They're advertising to this day, but not the whole down town area. That they actually have like marked off the streets, and it's a pretty large area. And they're saying that if you were in that area, if you lived or worked in that area, and you've developed some form of cancer from it, you know, to contact them because there's actually money available for these people, for you know, for doctor's care or whatever it is that they need. So it's still happening. People are still suffering from it as we're talking.
Yep.
On the fire department right now, I think there's probably around 800 or less that are still active who were there for 9/11.
Wow.
Out of like 14,000.
Wow.
Wow.
So-
That's not many.
Well, so you got, you know, to be a fireman, you have to, you understand, like you're signing, you know, we're like guinea pigs really for you know, for people that we're going in to get you out, but we're still going to be there, and
Right.
you're out. Like I was off duty, and there was a 6-family house burning down the street, and the flames were so bad that it was actually crossing the street and hitting houses across the street, and I was at my friend's house. And everybody from the area was running away. So I came out, and I'm saying this was like maybe almost 11 o'clock at night. So I'm thinking, I know there were old people lived in a lot of those houses. So I literally ran down the street just to ring doorbells to get people out of the houses if they were sleeping. Just rang every doorbell, yelling and screaming. And then I got people out. And like I said, I was on my way to a night soccer game. My cousin played semi-pros. And a transformer exploded like in front of me. And in the I knew the firemen were coming, but not at that moment. They weren't there yet. So I did my thing, and just people that were watching thought I was crazy. But I'm saying, you don't understand. You know, this is a 6-family house, and it was fully involved. It was,
Right.
I mean, you're talking flames that were crossing the street, hitting houses across the street.
heat, right?
And getting people out of the houses was my concern. They're old. I saw old people come out of the house half asleep.
Yeah.
That made it down their steps and got to safety.
Well, you know this, Freddie. Back in the old timers, we never would wash our gear.
Never.
The dirtier the gear, the saltier you were.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right.
And then we used to wear the dirty hoods. But what we didn't know, which now we do know, because they come and clean our gear every 6 months, all the carcinogens from the jobs, they're absorbing into your skin.
Right.
And you think you're looking cool because you got all this soot on you. But meanwhile, it's all going into your skin. So
course,
now
yeah.
it's like the cleaner, your gear's always clean.
want a hygiene,
You look like a probie, you know, and guys didn't want to look like a probie because it looks brand
That's
new,
how I
you
was
know?
brought up, though. That's
Yeah,
the way
right,
it was.
that's how
when I first came out, all we had we had a long coat and boots.
Yeah.
We didn't have bunker.
the
we didn't
jeans
have
and the boots, right?
Yeah,
With
I
the
mean,
boot.
we never wore bunker pants.
Right.
I just had a pair of rubber boots and a rubber coat. Really,
Yeah.
it was like really rubber. It was like a Nomex rubber.
Yeah.
And but it was just button and
No, they didn't have hoods back then.
I kinda liked it.
the
It was
ears
easier to move
your-
around.
The ears was your tail sign to get
Yeah.
the hell out.
I never wore
because
my hood. I wore
once
my.
your ears start burning, you know it's too hot. You get out. But now we're so encapsulated with the hood,
Right.
mask,
You don't know
that
how
we're going in
hot-
deeper and deeper and deeper, and the
Yeah.
fires now are burning quicker
Right.
because it's all this plastic. So
I wore my
you know?
hood once. We had a hot fire. It was actually a big building on Broad Street, and it was so hot inside. And we had to go to the back of the building, and it was so hot. I wore my hood once, and the heat absorbed in the hood. It kind of started getting me dizzy.
Yeah.
I took the hood off in the building, and I felt relieved.
Right.
You know, and I was like, I'm never wearing this thing again. I almost
Yeah.
passed out from this
Yeah.
hood. So I mean,
wore that gear, too,
you know,
feeling
now
the
they
heat.
try to make it
sure.
mandatory. You get in trouble if you don't wear it. And all that. But all right, so let's move on. But there were a few other mentions I do want to say. The 9/11. There were a total of 2,977 fatalities,
yes.
plus 19 terrorists. There were over 25,000 injuries. That's just the number. And it is definitely the single most deadliest terrorist attack in human history in the United States. And And it was the deadliest incident for firefighters and law enforcement officers in the history of the United States. So it was something that, this is why I keep talking about it, and people need to know. And they want to do this. There's people out there that want to do this again.
Right.
And that's what I think.
And they're patient. They'll wait.
And they will.
They'll wait.
And that's what I think we should really be more concerned about than this nonsense politics that's played all the time.
Yep.
And that's nonsense when we should be focusing on more important things for this country and whatever.
Yeah.
Why don't we take a moment now and have a moment of silence, Freddie?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
You know, this is kind of appropriate to the theme in my book, Matt 25:40, because it's based on what Jesus says in Matthew 25:40. And you guys, firefighters, you live this, because the message is what you've done, what you do for the least of my brothers, you've done for me. So he's saying, you know, you're helping that old lady out of the building.
Yeah.
You're helping that old man out of the fire, or a kid or a baby. Christ is saying it's like you helping me out of the building. Right. So you know, all you guys, you know, you firefighters and the policemen out there and everywhere that can hear my voice right now, you guys deserve an Atzo.
That's right.
You all deserve an Atzo.
Yeah,
All right, 1, 2, 3, Atzo!
Thank you. Atso is more than appreciated. That is, listen, you know, I did my years on the fire department, and you know, you see things, and I share a few things with you once in a while. There's a lot of things I don't talk about, and I'm sure Mario as well in New York. New York is just they're the best in the world, and you know, we kind of like, we're like your brothers on the other side, you know, and we know what you go through. Even though Newark is a small city, it has its similarities with the New York City Fire Department, and you know, I had look, when it happened, all our guys wanted to go there. And people were like, how'd you go? And I'm like, I worked on the 11th in Newark. You know, Newark still had watched what was going on
watch
there.
the neighborhood.
One of the planes came out of Newark, you know.
Right.
And also I worked on the 12th. And by the 13th, I believe Giuliani was overwhelmed with firefighters.
Yeah.
I mean, like the whole world wanted to come. In the United States, all firemen from everywhere wanted to come. And there were lines of firemen just wanting to come in and help. And we actually were told to cool it down, to send guys over.
Yep.
And see, our guys got over their specialty because one of the guys I knew as a fireman, his father-in-law was a retired battalion chief, and he had his pull out there. So certain ships, came out and just brought certain guys. So you had to be in that group to go there if you were a Newark fireman, because no Newark firemen were going over there unless you knew somebody, you know. And because I specifically remember two things: Giuliani telling everybody to cool it, we got enough guys, and also I remember our mayor saying that you guys go over there and something happens, we're not help. We're gonna be held. So we were also kind of threatened to be put on a little punishment. But anyhow.
I just want to say that Roro's talking way too much today.
Yeah, Roro.
Hi, Ro.
I'm just mesmerized.
How are you,
by
Ro?
all. No, I mean, honestly, I see you guys as the heroes that you are, and then we thank you. And the thing that comes to mind is what you said, is being selfless. And this nation needs that.
Yep.
You know, and to be united, and what you said, you know, like, if we all got that, you know, I always say, if you can do that in your own world, I'm not going to be in Colorado, but where I'm going to be in Newark, in, you know, Union, New Jersey, and Rosa, I could do my part, you know. And if we can remember that just now, you know, you guys are talking about that, and that's what I'm quiet, but I'm watching because it's like
snap you out of it. No, I want to share whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, that hopefully this nation will turn around. You know, I think it's Friday, 9/11, right?
Yeah,
It's Friday,
Friday,
yep.
right? I
Yeah,
don't know what
Friday.
day, today's Wednesday. But
There was a big
hopefully-
uproar. I'm sorry, Will. There was a big uproar when they were talking about not shining the lights.
Oh,
right?
forget
Because of
we
this.
let a
That's
we
crazy.
let a
I
petition
know it's
on our
because
page.
of 40 people putting on the lights. Meanwhile,
We
not
shared
to
the-
get into
What is
like
that all
politics,
No, that's
but
fine.
you could protest with 500 people walking down the
Our
street.
Right.
our page, we passed around petitions for people to sign,
Yeah.
and we passed it around, and I congratulated everybody for doing that.
Yeah.
And we pushed it, and the petitions got signed.
Yeah.
You know?
And then the Stiller Foundation, which is huge, is actually the guy who runs it is going to be reading the names live.
Wow.
You know, and I'll be down there. I'll be working 9/11.
Nice.
Yeah, that's been every year, right?
Yeah, every year.
every year.
But I
Every
think
year.
the city's thinking about doing a recording of the names.
No,
But
that should be done.
Stiller
They're talking
Foundation's
about
going
right. That's what they were
yeah,
saying.
going to speak it
I
live.
say Giuliani's got to get back. Got to get Giuliani back.
Yeah.
Well,
run,
listen.
to run New York City. That's what I say. But let's not get into that.
No,
because I'll
let-
start cursing and everything will be all fucked up.
People be
Yeah.
messaging you,
Yeah.
saying, but no, we.
Basically, what you're saying is you want an Italian who's a real Italian.
Right. Right. With balls.
Conspiracy.
With balls. Right.
Bring
Not
back
somebody,
the Italian.
not
Right.
somebody who changed his name to sound
Yeah,
Italian.
and get that other Mama Luke out of Albany, too. Get him out of there. Because he don't belong there either. Right?
Disgraceful.
Oh,
Fucking disgraceful.
don't start.
I can go on for days about those guys. Forget it. Forget about it.
I want to do a quick shout out to Just Like Nana's in Orange, New Jersey, who gave us some sandwiches and some sweet treats. 130 Lincoln Avenue in Orange, New Jersey. Just Like Nana's is old-fashioned Italian deli. You go in there, you're going to be treated like
Family.
like
Get smacked in the
family.
face by Nonna.
Lucy, Layla, Joanne, and Mama over there, and Gianna and Mateo, who do a great job of running the place. The cookies for the holidays, they do everything. And just want to do a special shout out to them because they gave a tray sandwiches and a whole bunch of cakes and cheesecakes over there. And thank you, Lucy, Layla, and Joanne, and the family. So I just wanted to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Did
very
a few years in a row. We hosted their festival in Orange, and brought a lot of our energy there and shared great moments with them and their family.
you guys did a birthday for Chip Schooney, who's our guest next show.
Yeah.
So how'd that go?
Oh, I love him.
A lot of fun?
Yes,
That was
it
a
was
lot of fun.
awesome. We
He's-
love Chip.
Chips
He's
is
such a
fun.
talented guy.
I tried to come that night. I wanted to come so
Yeah,
bad. I had a house
guy.
full. I couldn't leave.
Aw.
I
He's
text
fun.
you.
He's
I-
funny.
Good,
He
good.
is really good.
We went.
Yeah.
I was
He's
at the
coming
table
on
with
our
you.
show, right?
America's Got Talent. He probably would have done
Yeah.
if he had an act
Yeah.
on that last
Yeah, you
one.
were-
I think he just started stripping,
He
and I
was
think
funny.
that just
I couldn't stop laughing.
That's funny.
he was a nut. He was a
I
nut.
couldn't stop. I couldn't stop laughing.
Was it last year?
That's a lovable.
Yeah, it was last. No, this past November. When was it?
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah.
cold, right?
Yes.
That was
Last
the
year.
beginning
Oh
of
my
the
God.
season?
Well,
No, it was last year.
December.
Yeah, December?
Yes.
Yeah, it was December.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, it's crazy.
He was on.
This day, that day,
Yeah.
today,
Well,
tomorrow.
Speaking of future shows, our 200 show, October 7th. Come on,
look at
200 shows. And let me tell you, that's a lot of work. 3 hours, 2 hours. Some shows were 2
You know,
hours.
everybody stunted because of the pandemic. We're
Yeah.
like all confused. Before last year,
You don't know
this
when
year?
what, right.
Was it 2 months ago?
Our guests that evening, we're bringing in Al
Start.
Bandero. Come on, let's hear it
Al
for Al
Bandero.
Bandero.
His cameo in Rocky 2.
Yeah,
Rocky 3 was
I
yeah.
love it.
92 KTU. He was a big.
KTU, yeah.
92 KTU.
Yeah,
Wow.
He was. Let me
all
tell you.
That was the station I had on my car.
What
Yeah,
year
me
did you
too.
start the
Yeah,
show?
103.5 was mine, right?
Nah.
And also, now that
No,
Joe
92.
made this happen, I want
You
to
hear
mention.
me?
Yeah.
We have a special guest coming in November. Her name is Julie Arnez,
Desi on there.
Julia.
granddaughter.
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 Yes,
Yeah.
But there's a big story behind it. Listen to me, everybody.
Julia,
watching.
hi, Julia.
Julia, if I'm sure you're watching. We're gonna wait till Julia comes in. She's got a lot to talk about. We're gonna blow this up. She's gonna tell all. We're not gonna say nothing until she comes in, and we're gonna
my
talk
God.
about this whole thing with her family, her father. Her father was Little Ricky, obviously Desi Arnaz Jr. And the story behind that will blow you away. She's gonna tell all. She told some on her last appearance. I think it was Geraldo Rivera, and she's coming in. And there's more that happened since Geraldo till now that she's been out of the limelight, if I'm not mistaken. And she's got some stuff to talk about. There's a movie about her family, her grandparents, and we're just gonna wait. We're gonna blow it up for you guys. We're gonna give you some hints. When she comes in, it's just gonna be focused on her. We're gonna talk about her things going on in the family and the stuff that she wants to come out and say. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy. So stay tuned with that. Julia Arnaz is a now new
Everybody in this room right here for sure loves your family.
That's right.
So we grew up loving your family.
Oh my God.
And also,
Uno, due, tre, quattro!
I also want to thank Joe Woolley. We're bringing in Richard Pryor Jr. on October.
Right, Joe Woolley.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
I'm bad with the date now. It's October. I have it on the edge. I'm just because we do a show every other Wednesday. But Richard Pryor Jr. will be October 21st. Richard Pryor Jr. will be in studio, and he
That's
is
one man, Richard Pryor, that set the stage
Oh
for
my
so
God,
many.
he was
Gavin
great.
He
and-
interrupts you.
And we're doing another guest, another
Set up Nicky Petito too.
Really?
So that's gonna be
Asked the
crazy.
same question 20 times in a row before.
But yeah, this is all good stuff, and I'm really looking forward to it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And so we're going to take a halftime break, and what we're going to do is we're going to come back we're going to play Biagio's video that I made of
Maybe
him
Freddie will
singing.
answer my question
Shut up,
after
or you
the break.
fake. What's the question? What's the
I
question?
asked you the same question 20 times and you
What-
ignored me.
what is it?
When did you start the show, the Wiseguyz show? Because you said 200 episodes. So how
2000,
many years has it been?
7 years.
Okay.
We're in our 7th season.
See how easy that was?
A lot of faces.
Fucking years. Here we go.
7 years and 7 minutes.
You gotta, but Fred, I got the headphones on so I can hear you if you're talking to the mic.
I did.
No, she's not talking into the mic.
What do you? I'm not talking
Now
into
you're
the mic.
talking into the mic.
What do I got to freaking look like a?
That's
Buddy,
how I
can you hear
That's
me?
how I hear you. But
Yeah, I know.
look, we're gonna go to Biagio's song, and then we're gonna play our ads, and we're gonna come back with Chase Hamilton's version of "God Bless America," followed by Tony Vincent, Tommy Vincent's song. Follow. I don't know the title, but we'll talk about it in a little bit. So let's go with Biagio's video and our
Biagio.
ads.
All right.
Right? Everybody heard of a song called Shut Up Your Face. So we did a remix, okay? So when we say what's the matter you, we want you to say, hey. So let me try this, ready? What's the matter you? A little louder. What's the matter you? Very good, very good. Okay, so we're gonna do a song. We want you to participate in it. It's a little fun. So here we go with Shut Up Your Face. Here we go. Just about the 8th grade, Mama used to say, don't stay out too late with the better boys. Oh, we should move. Catch your brother from the school. Boy, you making me sick. All the thing I gotta do, I can't get it on kids. Always got to follow rules. Boy, you making me sick. Just to make a lousy butt, got to feeling like a fool. And if Mom used to all the time, here we go. What's the matter, you? Got no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Shut up your face. Very good, Mama. You said it all the time. What's the matter, you? Got no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Shut up your face. Very good. Here we go. Now we're gonna pick it up a little bit. Soon to come a day, gonna be a bigger star. Then I make a TV shows in the movies.
Get myself a new car, but still I be myself. I don't want to change a thing, still I dance and I sing. I think about a mama, she used to say, what's the matter you? Got no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nice place. Ah, shut up your face. Mama, she said it all the time. What's the matter you? Got no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nice place. Ah, shut up your face. Very good, mama, she said it all the time. What's the matter you? Got no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Ah, shut up your face. Very good. Here we go. Now what's the matter you? Got no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Ah, shut up your face.
Nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for yourselves.
Everybody, heartbeat. Everybody, heartbeat.
How you doing? My name is Ralph Mulfetta. I'm a pilot here at Zip Aviation. We're doing tours out of Essex County Airport here in Fairfield, New Jersey for $89.
Don't forget to tune in to the Wiseguyz Show.
Chase Hamilton of the Belleville Fire Department.
That was nice.
He's going to stick around, and
Let's hear it.
Now we got Tommy Vincent over here. Who's going to do an amazing job. Your first song, it was amazing. I tell you, you got some talent, you. I think we're gonna, Joe. What we're gonna do is we're gonna interview him right from his mic when he's done playing,
Okay, good.
and then maybe bring Chase in and ask him a few questions just to get them a little
Very good.
exposure. So here we go with Tommy Vincent.
So we sat at the edge of the night, staring out at a sea of streetlights, and we spoke for a time of a moment gone by. I could see them when I closed my eyes. From these places we're forever bound, from the moment our feet hit the ground. You bet it always goes down when we all gather round. We bring the noise to our hometown. In my life, I'm just glad to have you by my side. In our endless search for the light, we own the night. And in summer we'd walk through these streets, and we'd wake the neighbors while they sleep. And then the cops would get called, and we'd run from the law and feel the ground under our feet. All these places and these faces turn to gold. Here's to all the ones we love the most. In my life, I'm just glad to have you by my side. In our endless search for the light, we own the night. So may life never tarnish your soul, and keep your feet as you go on your road. And may your journey be blessed, keep your heart in your chest, and may you forever stay gold. For all the many souls here on the ground, blessed for all the people that I found in my life. I'm just glad to have you by my side in our endless search for the light we own tonight. In my life, I'm just glad to have you by my side in our endless search for the light we own tonight. We own the night. We own the night. Thank you, guys.
Stay there, stay there, stay there.
Yeah, we got to get you a booking at the Old Opry in Nashville.
Is that you? Did you write that?
I wrote that one.
That's
yeah.
a great
like
song.
that.
It's called We Own the Night, yeah.
That is a
Love
great
it,
song.
love it.
You gotta get him on the voice.
I want to
You got
say
a really
something.
great voice.
Kid never took a lesson. Self-taught.
Come on.
Just like Sinatra, baby. Look
Are
at
you
that.
serious?
Self-taught.
Italians. Only Italians can pull
Wow,
that
dude.
Wow.
You, my friend, you have a gift. Yes, you do.
Wow.
No, yes, you
Yes,
do.
you do.
Ah, so
I want to ask
good.
you. So you're going to finish the show with Amazing Grace, and we're all looking for. I'm dying to look forward to that. You started playing it, and you could tell that it's going to be an amazing thing. So, guys, if anybody watching, stick around. Amazing Grace at the end. Close the show with it. But I want to ask you, what did get you started in music?
I just always loved music, always had a connection with it, and like I grew up on a lot of like folk stuff, like Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash,
Nice.
Neil Young, all that stuff.
All that stuff your father
Bruce
loved.
Springsteen, yeah.
Oh man, take a look at my life.
Did you also learn the guitar without going to class? Or
Yeah, I'm
something?
self-taught, yeah.
Self-taught everything, huh?
That's
Is
incredible.
that the only instrument you know how to play?
Well, harmonica.
A harmonica.
Harmonica.
I play piano a little bit. Yeah.
You play piano?
Pretty much guitar.
Your first song definitely
Love it.
had
Love the acoustic.
Wow.
That was
you
actually a
could-
Bob Dylan cover. The one I
Bob
was
Dylan, exactly.
Did you play in a band or anything like that?
Yeah, I played in bands in the past. I had a punk band back in the like early 2000s. You know, we were together for a little while. We played the Bamboozle Festival, Meadowlands, yeah.
Wow.
Starland Ballroom, Stone Pony.
Were you playing or were you a singer too? Were you lead singer?
I was the lead singer.
Yeah, man. Good
Yes,
voice.
Very good.
Seriously.
How about another song?
You want to do another one?
Yeah, do another.
You got another original? Another original?
Look, we could
You want
extend
a Johnny
10 minutes.
Cash?
Yeah.
Can you walk the line?
Ring of fire.
Can you walk the line?
Ring of fire.
Come on, man.
Come on,
do it,
we're
yeah.
firemen.
No,
Ring of
that's
fire.
Johnny Cash.
Ring of fire.
He's got a great voice.
Love it.
Johnny Cash.
He's good, man. Seriously.
Well, I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rolling on down to San Antone. Well, when I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Well, I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep a moving, and that's what tortures me. If they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Off from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. And love is a burning thing. It makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, now flew into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild, and I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went high, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Wow, man.
That's awesome.
Tommy, is there a place you play on a regular basis? You got any places?
Yeah, I play all over. I do a lot of Jersey Shore spots. This weekend I'll be at Barty's in Pequannock around 7 o'clock.
Oh, Pequannock.
And I'll be down in the Highlands on Saturday at the new venue called the Seafarer. You can check all my my scheduling on my website, tomvincentmusic.com. And my social media accounts, TomVincent369 on Instagram and Facebook. I post all my shows weekly.
Great, man.
Nice.
Great job. Chase, come up, Chase. I want
How long
to
you been
mention
doing
Chase.
this?
I've been playing solo for like maybe
Oh, he's
7 years.
7
In
years.
total playing it?
total like in all maybe 10, 11.
Wow. Fantastic.
Do you have a goal? Is there something you want to accomplish in music?
I want to put my own album out. I've been writing a lot more. I'm looking to put out like an EP or an album. Like I got some songs written. They're in the process of being recorded right now, but the whole COVID thing kind of slowed me down a bit.
Slowed everybody down.
But
If I can only tell you what we lost out on. Yeah,
Whiskey
definitely.
and Wine's a great song.
Listen,
you wrote,
whenever
too.
you're
It's a
doing
great song.
music and your video, or even if you're playing live, share it on our page. I'm sure. And if we could come out and see you, you're playing in Pequannock. You know, there's a famous person born in Pequannock. Did you ever hear of him?
Derek Jeter.
He's got him.
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter was born in Pequannock. Chase, come up, real quick. Before we get to Mario, I want to talk. I want to, Chase, you're a Belleville firefighter. How many years?
I've been on the job there about 6 years now.
6 years in Belleville.
good for you,
That's-
Just completed 6 years last week.
Yeah, you're Ray Montalvo's boy. Who's you play with the Newark Pipes at all?
Yeah, I mean, we play in the Newark Parade, and I get together. I bartend at McGovern's Tavern in Newark.
Tell us
So,
about McGovern's. I want to. That's a famous
McGovern's-
bar out there.
Famous Irish bar, yeah, for sure. I've been on that bar in a car seat My father bartended there. My grandfather bartended there during the riots.
Mario, if there's ever a fireman's bar to go to, it's
Newark,
McGovern's.
yeah.
It's
68
McGovern's in
Newark.
Newark, yeah.
Right across from Rutgers
I
Law.
work around Raymond Boulevard.
Oh, yeah.
Rutgers Law.
Right
Okay,
here,
I'm-
New
yeah,
Street
nice,
between
all right.
Washington and Halsey.
Okay,
Right.
I can check that out.
My grandfather went in there, an immigrant from Ireland, right around the time of the Newark riots. Went in there. Bill Scully, the owner at the time, was
Broke
having a
some
tough
skulls
time.
and
Was
shit,
there all the
yeah.
time.
We can't tell. We can't tell you're Irish, by the way.
You never guess, right? But
Well, he
went
could
in
be
there, helped him
Scottish.
out. He went in there, helped him out during the riots, and he worked there till 2003. Unfortunately, he passed in 2015, but I got to continue the legacy, 3 generations.
Nice. Awesome.
Chase, thank
Great
you. I
stuff.
really want to thank you so much. Is there? I did mention you played for the Emerald Society of Essex County, which is a huge pipes and famous pipes and drums band, and also this other one, St. Callum McKill.
St. Columkill United Gaelic Pipe Band from Kearney, New Jersey.
Yes, and I'm telling you, whenever you guys play, like I said, you just want to share something on our page, you're always welcome to anything. Firefighter, police.
Very, very much appreciated. I was so welcoming walking in here tonight. Very happy I was able to be a part of the show. You guys are doing something great here. You got a new follower.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nice.
Chase, thank you so much. And Tommy, thank you also. And is there anything we
Tommy.
missed? Another something else you want to mention before we move on?
No, that's good. I'm good.
Great job. And I'm really seriously want to know when you're playing. We'd like to come see you play. You really have a great talent, and I'm happy.
We
that
got to get.
Joe-
I was just telling Julie, we got to get him in a local. We gotta
I'm
get
gonna
him in a
I'm gonna
local.
break up your
Blue
songs
eyes.
and I'm gonna play them separately. I'm gonna see how it sounds. I'm gonna see if the engineer screwed up or anything.
Hey, I know.
You see, he's not really an engineer. He's a bus driver. But now let's go to our guest of the evening, Mario Polite, actor and New York City firefighter.
Yeah, Mario!
Real quick, Mario, where in New York are you? You're a lieutenant. I'm sorry, I got to mention you're a
That's all
lieutenant. He's a lieutenant on the
rank
New York
rank.
City Fire Department. Where actually, what firehouse?
I'm actually in Rockaway, Queens. I'm in engine 268, ladder 137, which is known as the Beach House.
Oh,
What's up, boys? Yeah, I'm sure somebody's
what's up,
watching.
fellas?
What's up, fellas? Be safe out
Rockaway.
there.
What are we eating tonight, boys?
Hello, boys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, 21 years on the job. I've been doing the acting thing for about 28 years.
Wow.
I started doing the acting before I got to be a fireman. My brother got me into acting. My brother Jose, who's old. I'm the youngest of 4. My brother went to acting classes for 3 years. Never told anybody in the family he was taking acting classes.
I didn't like that.
Invites me to go see a play with my mother. We go see this play. He's got the lead in it.
He's in.
Wow.
Wow.
Dumbfounded.
That's crazy.
I'm like this, and then I'm enthralled in his
Was it
character.
on
That's some
Broadway?
No, it was.
No, just
it was.
a regular-
He went to Lee Strasberg, so he went to
okay.
Lee Strasberg, and it was a play. Look Back in Anger. After he was done, I was like, "Big guy, I want to do that." He goes, "Seriously?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, look into acting classes." So I went to HB Studios, started taking
my
acting
son went
classes.
there, yeah.
Yeah, scene study, monologues. I got into it. He got married, had kids. He stopped doing the acting. I was doing this. He's the one that told me I was 25 years old. I was selling women's shoes. I was telling Ro, I could tell by his shoes what size she was. I was selling women's shoes. I was Al Bundy for 10 years.
I was going to say,
Right?
only person I ever heard say that.
And my brother goes, "Well, why don't you go take the application for the fire department? You'd be a good fireman. You're strong. You help people." I was like, "Okay." Best thing I ever did.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, my brother's been a big mentor in my life.
Isn't it a
Love
great
it.
job? I mean, most people, unless
It
you're
is a
fireman,
great job. I mean, listen, it's dangerous what we do, obviously, but you can cross the street and,
Right.
get hit
Yeah,
by a car.
right,
So
right.
that's the way I look at it. And the thing with 9/11, when I was in the firehouse in Manhattan doing the rotation, they asked me to stay, right? And I was only supposed to be there for a year. And then I got talked to my God, God, and I'm like, you know what? If I stay here for longer than I'm supposed to, I'm changing my destiny. So I said, no, I'm going to go back to Brooklyn. Went back to Brooklyn. I was a fireman in Brooklyn 15 years. Got promoted in 2014. Became a
Nice.
lieutenant. And I'm going to stay a lieutenant.
You're gonna stay a lieutenant?
Yeah, I'm going to stay a lieutenant.
if I had to do it over,
God willing, 4 more years. I like to get 25.
It goes what? Lieutenant, captain, battalion chief, then
Lieutenant, captain, chief, and then deputy chief.
Then deputy
and
chief,
then,
okay.
then
If I had to
then
do
the
it
other
over again-
appointments,
Yeah.
they're appointed.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
we didn't have lieutenants in Newark. We used to, but none no more. If I had to do it over again, I would do it exactly the same way. I would just get promoted. I would want to be promoted to
Yeah.
captain. I kind of let that. See, I came on at a very young age. I came on at 19. So
You got to commit. It's a full commitment. I mean, the first time I took the test, I studied 7 months, didn't pass. Second time around, I gave it 16 months. Got passed. So
it's,
you got to commit a full year on reading this book.
Boring books,
Boring
but
books.
it is by the book, and that's all
But
stuff.
because of the fire department, the flexibility of the scheduling, everything I've done has always been New York based.
Yeah.
Right. And so I did an off Broadway play. There was an agent saw me in the play, got myself an agent. Got me The Devil's Own with Harrison Ford. Got me The Sopranos in 2000.
Nice.
All the positive Hispanic roles, right?
Listen, most people don't.
Rapist, drug dealer, prison inmate.
And you never got whacked.
No, wait, that's what I was
Never
going to
got
say. He's the only member of Tony Soprano's gang that didn't die.
got whacked.
Yo, for real, they never caught you, man.
David Chase said,
could've,
not
though.
all rapists get caught.
You could have, though. She didn't recognize you,
Part of
though.
my gang.
Right, Mario? She recognized you, right? She recognized when she went to the shop. She could have told Tony. She could have.
The employee
She
of the
spared your
month.
fucking life.
Yeah.
You said David Chase.
Yes.
Tell me the first moment that you actually encountered.
Oh my God! So I get the call back for this. First of all, the first audition I had for Jesus Rossi. The cast director goes, "How tall are you?" I go 6'1". She goes, "Okay, good," because Lorraine's about 5'8", 5'9". She's a tall woman. Okay. Get the second call back. Walk into the second call back like this. 9 people sitting across. David Chase right in the middle. I walk in. My heart goes boom because I'm a big fan of the show. The show was great. So I see David Chase. I'm like, ooh. So I'm doing my lines, which was, the lines of the movie. Get the panties off. I'm going to fuck you. All that bullshit. Right? So I play the character being nervous. So I'm like really fast. David Chase goes, okay, we're going to do that again. But you're not nervous this time. You've done this before.
knew right
You
away.
don't care.
You raped him before.
So
I was gonna say,
we'll slow down my speech. Leaned in. I'm like, fuck you. Get the panties off. After I was done with the audition, quiet. And he's just sitting there and he goes, hey, nice job on the adjustment. And I'm like, thank you. I walk out and I'm like, oh my God, I think I fucking got it. And sure enough, I got it. And then I got to meet everybody at the table read. It's the first time you sit down with all the actors and they're gonna read. We're gonna hear the script from beginning to end. Everybody at the same time.
Wow.
And then everybody goes around. Hi, I'm Jay Gandolfini. I play, Tony Soprano. Hi, Edie Falco played. I'm Mary Polite playing Jesus Rossi. And then we do it, and then
Wow.
Was that
Now, from that time you told your brother you wanted to do that, and
Right.
to that moment, you must
Right.
have been.
Oh yeah, and then he's with me. He's in my trailer. He's like, "Oh my God, you guys!" My brother, everything I've done, my brother has been my shadow.
Yes,
He's like,
yes.
comes on the set
God.
vicariously. He's living it through me. He's still now he's starting to take.
Is he still
classes.
acting? Does he
No,
still-
but he's getting back into it.
Oh, okay.
Because now all his kids are grown up, and
Yeah.
it's just him and his wife. So he wants to get back into it, and he's really good. But he's more of a character actor. My brother. He's very comedic too. He's very funny.
So you said, now the other magic name, James Gandolfini. Was that the first time that you actually met him?
Yes.
In that moment
Yes,
around the table?
and we bonded. I gave him a T-shirt. There's a magazine. I think it's like People magazine. He's holding his son, who's playing him in the movie now in the prequel. Right?
Yes, yes.
Michael.
And he's wearing the fireman T-shirt that I gave him.
Wow.
I have that picture.
That's
It's like-
great. That's great.
It's just great. It's just great. So I've continued, and I was doing everything in New York, right? And then about the last 6 years ago, I decided to take acting classes again. Because everything was, my agent's like, I have an audition, I would just swing it. If I got it, great. I'm not dying to get it. I have a job.
Right.
But once I started taking acting classes again, I started putting my energy back into it. And it's like anything in life. You put your mind to it, you put your energy into it.
That's right.
It's going to pay off. And things started happening again, and I started doing Crashing on HBO and Louis C.K. I played the cop, and little parts here and there. But the same casting director that got me Louis C.K. called me in for Hustlers, and I got Hustlers with Jennifer Lopez. I played the cop. So now I'm playing the good guys in my older age. I'm a cop in Hustlers, and I'm a fireman in King of Staten Island.
That's great.
That's
So,
awesome.
I'm matured.
Your first movie, your first big role was the Devil's Own with Harrison Ford and Brad Pitt.
Yes.
How was that like experience? Now,
Well,
that was before The Sopranos.
That was incredible because
So-
that's the first time I get my first gig, and it's a Harrison Ford. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll never forget. We were doing the chase scene. I'm the guy that breaks into a car. I find a gun. They chase me. Him and his partner, Ruben Blades. Harrison Ford's chasing me. So we're doing the scene, right? So I'm like 26 years old. So I'm fucking. I can't run that fast anymore. I'm booking down the street. Harrison Ford goes, "Hey, do me a favor, brother. Slow down. Let's keep it 2 car lanes, right?" I go, "Come on, man. You're Harrison Ford. You're Han Solo."
Indiana
Jones.
Jones.
Indiana Jones. And he goes to me. He goes, I'm 52 years old.
Wow.
I'm
You're an
okay.
old Indiana Jones.
Back then, you know? But that's what he's saying. He goes, I'm 52 years old. I'm
He
like,
carried his age good though.
oh,
He-
yeah.
he played
But
another.
He was
Indi-
great. He was wonderful. I mean, you want to talk about a guy who's
Nice,
genuine.
nice
Legend.
man, right?
Nice man.
Aw,
Really nice man. And I saw him years later, and he knew who I was. He remembered me. You know, so that was kind of
How
cool.
about Brad Pitt? Did you cross?
I did not. You know, Brad Pitt was he was on the set for one day that I was there, but he stayed in his trailer. He didn't come out.
Don't talk
You
to
know,
me.
Ruben Blades. I brought my father on the set. They started talking politics because I don't know if you know about Ruben Blades. He's a musician from Peru, and he was a politician, and he's an actor too. But so him and my dad got along great, which was great to see because my dad was a big politician guy.
Now, what nationality? You're
I'm Ecuadorian.
Ecuadorian.
The biggest
okay.
Ecuadorian you ever meet.
You follow soccer?
No soccer.
That's funny. I actually grew up with a friend of mine who I was very close with, who was Ecuadorian, and he's actually lives in Ecuador now. Paul Savalos.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in years.
No, my parents were both from Ecuador. I was born here.
First
I was
generation.
born in Queens, in New York, and born and raised in New York. You know, my whole life. So
Now your
Nice.
current movie, The King of Staten Island. Now this is something that I didn't even expect because I spoke to you at SopranoCon, and now me and Nat just put the movie on and we're watching, and we get to the scene, and I'm like, yeah, that's Mario. That's the guy. And no, but I never expected it because I didn't know what when you see The King of Staten Island, you don't think the movie's about a fireman,
right?
You know, so it kind of like. Then when I saw that the boyfriend was a fireman, I still didn't really think it was going to go that deep into the firehouse.
Yeah.
I knew the father had died from
9/11,
yeah,
but they
right.
kept it as he died in the line of duty.
Oh, they didn't make it.
9/11
Oh, that's
in
what
the
it was
movie.
supposed to be. 9/11.
Yeah,
Oh.
he died in 9/11.
Okay.
So
is this like a true story?
no, it was about 75% accurate on Pete Davidson's life.
Oh,
except
wow.
for his father, and his father was named Scott, so he played Scott in the movie for his father's name.
Right.
But he was only 7 years old when his father passed away.
Yeah.
So he talked about it on the set, saying like, my dad died. All I know is that my dad died, and I got a PlayStation. Like, they gave me a PlayStation. Like, couldn't comprehend.
Right.
But the movie makes you understand why he is the way he is, or why he's had some problems in his life.
It was a great film.
But let me tell you something. He was
very
everybody was great, but he was great, and he really appreciated us being there. And Judd Apatow made it a point to hire real firemen. So there was 3 other firemen who were real. The Raphael,
Steve Buscemi, yeah, right.
Steve
Steve
Buscemi was a
Buscemi.
fireman for a year, and then Giselle King, who's the girl in the movie, and then the guy who plays the boss, John Sarantino, worked with Pete Davidson's dad at the firehouse on 118th
Wow.
Street. So John Sarantino knew Pete when he was 7 years old.
Wow.
And something about the movie that nobody knows is the scene when Steve Buscemi starts telling him about his father at the bar scene after we go to that job. And he goes, "You worked with my dad?" And he's telling him the story.
Yeah.
That was a true story about his father
That he
on the
heard
hood
from.
of the car, driving through the bridge. Oh, the fucker, let me go. Cop waiting for him at the
Really?
other
Wow,
end.
that's-
Kisses the cop. That was all true.
Oh,
and
wow.
Pete Davidson never knew that.
Oh my God.
So they kept that a secret for him at that scene. So when that scene happened,
That was a genuine feeling.
it was
that
a
he had,
genuine
yeah.
feeling.
Did anybody see the movie by any chance? Oh, you saw it?
Yeah,
Oh, you see it?
yeah.
The best part is when he tattooed the kid.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Did you
yes,
see it?
yes.
I worked on it.
You what?
I worked it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did? Oh.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
very
you know
good,
what's
very
it's
good.
making it more special for me now, knowing that it has some truth to it. Because
Yes.
you don't know for sure.
Right,
It,
all
it
these
could be a
little
made-up
stories,
story.
right.
And but now that I
No, it's true. His mother's a nurse.
That's
She was,
great.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei plays
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
And Marissa
Tomei,
Tomei, right.
I
yeah.
love Marissa Tomei. I
Dominic
love
Yeah.
her.
Dozy's
Love her.
in it. He plays a fireman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, listen, my experience so far in 28 years of doing this movie by far has been the best experience.
That's awesome.
It wasn't work.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never laughed so much. I mean, I got Bill Burr. You got Mike.
Bill Burr, yes.
Mike. It's gonna come to me.
Let's go on break.
Vecchio.
No.
Mike Vecchio.
Vecchio. Oh,
Mike
Vecchio.
Vecchio.
Yes.
He was in it. He's a comedian.
Yes.
You know, Bill Burr, who's a big comedian. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just great.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know he was a comedian.
Another funny
though, till you
story.
told me.
I would see Steve Buscemi at events, at Friends for Firefighters and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would talk to him. Hey, how you doing, Mario Pulit? I'm an actor too, man. I was in The Sopranos. Oh yeah, hi, nice to meet you. And he would walk away. He would walk away.
Same thing.
Right? So now finally, I'm like, hey, Steve, how great is this after all these years? We get to work. He goes, yeah, I don't have to walk away from you now.
Oh,
my God.
So that was great.
See, I like always said, like I feel that like when you're an actor and you get somebody to come up to you and you gotta. I get it from. I'm a big Yankee fan, so I remember when Joe DiMaggio told Derek Jeter, when he's signing autographs or people want to meet him, always go beyond because it's them who make you who you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm a big, like me, like she'll tell you, like when I do stuff for the show, I try to do everything for everybody, and I try to make it happen because you just have to do things right in life, and you get rewarded.
Yep.
You know, like even this show, like all these guys, they're all good guys, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's what makes the show fun to do. You know, we've been sitting here all day. It's a great time.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
And that's where I don't know, you know, me personally, like if I was ever like Steve Buscemi or Brad Pitt, I wouldn't be in my trailer.
Yeah.
I'd be out all the time. Whatever. You want to take a picture of me? You
Yeah.
want to shake my hand? You want to meet me? You want to ask me questions? I mean, that's what I believe every famous person should do.
I agree with you.
And I know
100%.
it gets pain in the neck. I know sometimes if you got 50,000 people in front of you, you don't want to sign 50,000 autographs. I get it. But there's moments where there's not 50,000
Well,
people.
I'll tell you what, I was at the premiere for Hustlers with Jennifer Lopez, right? And we went to the after party. And it was great. But when she walked in, I mean, it was like 500 people with their phones. I mean, bombarded. And I kind of looked to my wife. I'm like, you know what? I never want to be that famous. Because it was, I could see how it's just all the time, you know? So I always say, I want to be that type of actor that, I see that guy in that movie all the time. What's his name? What's the guy's name? I see him all the
That's good enough.
That's the best.
Yeah.
You're
That's
a
good
working
enough.
actor, and it's good enough, and you got your privacy,
That's it.
you know?
Yeah,
I'll
that's
be
good.
happy with that. That's why.
That's like
That
the
it-
commercial. That's like the commercial with I forget the name of the actor, but he's standing there, and all of a sudden everybody's going, "Hey, that's 420." That's
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, because they don't know his name. They don't know who he is, but they know the commercial he's
Yeah.
in.
Allstate.
Allstate,
yeah.
It's the Allstate commercial. Yes.
It's got that voice.
Now, I wanted to ask you. You did these are the movies that you're mentioning, but there's other stuff like you did some TV. But I want to get there's another movie here, The Great New Wonderful.
The Great New Wonderful with Maggie Gyllenhaal, and that was basically based after 9/11. That movie.
I didn't
Jim
see it, so-
Gaffigan is in it. Yeah, and that I had a little part in that, but it's Kevin Kline's in the play, and Maggie Gyllenhaal comes, and I tell her she can't come in, you know, and then Tony Kushner comes in. I'm like, Mr. Kushner, I let him in. And then she's like, what's your name? And anyway, it was a small bit. But now I get the Deuce with James Franco. I see Maggie Gyllenhaal. I said, Maggie, hi. I said, I don't know if you know this, but I
This
did
was
it.
television, though, right? That was
The Deuce was
HBO.
television on HBO
Right,
with
right.
And
James
Michael
Gandolfini.
Gandolfini's in
And-
it, right?
and yes, he is.
Yeah.
But I didn't meet Michael. But I'm talking to Maggie Gyllenhaal, and I told her, yeah, I was in the movie with you, The Great New Wonderful. And she goes, oh, the Tony Kushner scene. Dude, I'm telling you, it was only a 30-second scene. And I was like,
That's awesome.
she remembered, you know?
How about following that? You did A Kiss of Chaos. Is that-
Kiss of Chaos was a little indie film where I played the drug dealer, you know? But there's a couple of guys who are Latin-based New York actors, like J.W. Cortez is in it. He was in Gotham. He was the cop in Gotham, and
Well, you hustle around. I got some stuff. Law and Order. You did a
yeah, I did two Law and Orders.
Two Law and Orders.
You know,
Rescue Me. That must have been
Rescue
fun.
Me. I did. I was actually playing a lieutenant in one of the episodes.
You
of
want to
Rescue
laugh?
Me.
Rescue Me was before it started. Just so you know, I forget his name again. The one-
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary. He actually came to Newark first, and the problem with Newark is a lot tougher to do. They wanted to. He was considering Newark as the fire department to do Rescue Me.
okay.
He came to do some interviews. He went into firehouses. He went actually specifically, I think, the 5 truck and 12 engine on Belmont Avenue at the time. And what happened with the problem with Newark is the law department just don't let you do nothing. They don't want, look, if you're going to film on the rigs, if you fall, they don't want to know you fell. They don't want to know
Right.
nothing, you know. They don't want to, Newark is tough to film anything.
Sure.
And so he ended up going to New York, which
They don't wanna be
obviously,
liable
well,
for
New York
anything.
is where to be when it comes to actors. So I'm
Right.
sure the department over there understands that that's, not only is that the place to be as a fireman, but it's also the place to be as
Yeah.
an actor. And so I guess it made sense to go there. But
Not no more.
Also, Louis. Louis?
Oh, Louis, yeah, Louis C.K. In Louis, it was season 5, and it was with Michael Rappaport and Louis C.K. I actually read for Michael Rappaport's part, but Michael Rappaport got the part. But Louis C.K. liked my audition so much, he wrote this little bit for me where they're going to go. It's a great scene because it's so New York, right? He's a cop, and he's coming through the back to go into the New York Knicks. I go, oh, you can't come in this way. He shows me his badge. Oh, I'm on the job. I go, that doesn't matter. You can't come in this way. Come on, I know everybody. I go, I don't know you. And he's like, you embarrassed me in front of my friends. So that's your fault for thinking you could come in here. You can't come in here, you know? And that was such a great New York type of scene. But yeah, so Louis C.K. wrote that little thing for me and got me in because he liked my audition. So, you know.
And Crashing,
which was directed by Judd Apatow, right? About Peter Holmes, a struggling comedian. I'm just a guy walking with the street with his girlfriend, and they give me a flyer for a comedy. I'm like, fuck comedy. He's like, fuck you. I'm like, fuck me, and almost fight him. The day I'm going into Judd Apatow, well, King of Staten Island, he wants to meet me. Now I'm walking into his office, and I get a Facebook reminder. 3 years ago today, you were on Crashing.
Oh, wow.
So I just hit 20 years on the fire department. I just got off the set of Hustlers. This is last year. So I'm on this high. So I walk in, he's like, hi, Judd Apatow. I go, hi, Mario Polite. I go, you want to hear something crazy? I go, I don't know if you know about social media, but you know, they always give you reminders. I go, you know what you were doing 3 years ago today? And he's like, what I was doing 3 years ago? I go, yeah, you were directing me in Crashing. Today, on the day I'm walking into your office to talk about this project, the day I met you, how crazy is that? So he's like, wow, what you do on Crashing? I tell him, he goes, oh, I love that scene. So now he goes, how's it going? So now I'm like totally relaxed. I'm like, oh, it's great. I got just did 20 years in the fire department. I just did a movie with Jennifer Lopez. He's like, Hustlers? I go, yep. And now I'm here talking to you. What's my next project? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And that's how it went.
Oh, nice.
And I was just like,
That's awesome.
it was so, like,
Perfect.
the universe was just talking to me. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell is that?
The stars were in line.
Yeah, it was great.
That's
It was
when
a
you know.
great-
That's
it was
when you
a
know
great
things
feeling.
are going
That's it.
smooth.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
Yeah.
no obstacles.
Yeah.
And now your current one, the
Wrong Path. Yeah.
What-
What's his name? Tommy C. Howell. Remember him from Outsiders? Johnny
Oh,
Boy.
wow. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
He's like one of the big names there. Yeah, that one's a movie about. It's an indie film that was supposed to come out, I think, in the fall, but because of COVID, I think it's coming out in February.
Yeah, COVID
And that I
killed a
play a
lot of
biker.
stuff.
I'm a tough guy biker. You know, set a guy up. I rob a store and I set the guy up, and then the guy finds out and he kind of takes care of me.
Now, is there anything that wasn't mentioned that you got coming up? Anything?
No, that's basically it.
That's
yeah,
it?
no, I'm just trying. Productions just started happening last week. I heard Law and Order's back in production, so.
Do you ever think about maybe doing your own production or?
You know, it's so
directing?
funny you said that because I'm in the middle of writing and then I stop. But a little autobiographical about my life.
Oh. I was going to say about firefighting.
Yeah, no, about my life. It's about firefighting.
Yeah, yeah.
I have 9/11 in there too,
Yeah.
but it's basically first generation Ecuadorian growing up in an Irish Italian neighborhood in Middle Village, Queens, and the shit that I got into and the trouble and then going into the fire department and talk about 9/11. But I'm still in the midst of working on that.
Sounds like
Now, out of all the things we spoke about, I mean, if there's anything I missed, just let me know. But I'm going to ask you. I haven't asked this in a long time, but out of all the things you did, what was the one moment you look back on and say, you just like your special moment? The one, like, there's a lot of different ones. You said Jack Gandolfini, Buscemi, The Fire.
Yeah, no, I was going to say
what was
The Sopranos was because when I got The Sopranos, it was the #1 show, and James Gandolfini, God rest his soul, was amazing.
Yeah.
It just actually the day I was on the set, it was Friday. I don't know if you know this show, but he would make sushi. He knew how to hand roll sushi.
Oh, wow.
And he brought this tray of sushi the day I was there, and I'm like. And he goes, I made this. I go, you made this? And it was incredible. You know?
Take a bite.
But he was great. Yeah, sorry.
That was some of his first acting classes.
Yeah,
He
but
was
that
making
was
sushi too.
Yeah. And listen, like a big I'm a big fan of True Romance. That's one of my favorite movies when he was in that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so was Michael
Yeah,
Rappaport.
yeah,
so
yeah.
That's a good one.
when I saw James Gandolfini, I mentioned that scene. I used that monologue in one of my auditions.
Wow.
When he's telling her, the first time you kill someone, that's the bitch of the bunch.
Yeah. No, that was
liked him in
and then same thing with
Crimson
Michael
Tide was
Rappaport. I go, Dick Ritchie. I said, I loved you, right? It was Dick Ritchie. This character was Dick Ritchie. But anyway, yeah.
So what do you think of the Soprano impersonator over here?
I mean, he raped my fucking girlfriend. Not my girlfriend, but I wish. But we never. This is the first time I'm seeing you face to face. I ought to whack you after this fucking show.
I met Anthony at the Soprano Con first time, and I met actually both of them.
We were hanging out at the Bing.
Yeah,
These guys are
and I
fucking
met
horn
you,
dogs.
Freddie, which was great.
Yes.
You came over, we talked, and then Freddie's like, "I'm a fireman." I'm like, "Oh, I'm a fireman too," and here I am on your show.
But we've had many. We've had Federico Castelluccio is a big friend of ours. He's always. I can't tell you how many shows he's been on. I'll never forget the first time he came on. Federico's he's a little curious of what he does all the time, and he comes to the studio. This was when we had the other studio, and I'm outside at the time. I smoke. So he comes out. I'm having a cigarette, and I see him show up, and he walks up to me, and he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, Federico, what's up?" He goes, "Just the interview." He goes, "How long?" I said, "Just the first hour." He goes, "And then I can leave." And I'm like, "Yeah, as soon as you're done, you can leave." He's like, "All right." Now I remember that day, right? See what I just told you was actually happened. Now we go to the end of the night, and I'm like, "Hey, Federico, when the fuck you going home?" He was the last one out the door. But I mean, it was just Artie Pasquale did the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. And then we've had Tony Cucci. And I don't know. We had a few soprano people in the past. I just don't. There were smaller parts, but we always have a great time when we bring somebody into studio. It's just you could see talking on the phone and coming here is two different things.
Right.
And I'm glad to have you.
I'm
here.
glad you asked me to be here, especially like I was asking you in the beginning, and now I go, "So what Zoom are we doing?" She goes, "No, we want you to come live into the studio." I'm like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh, I'll do it. Where are you from?" And then here I am.
Well,
But-
we brought you in the pipes and drum. I mean,
New Jersey.
we brought you in the bagpipes. I mean, you can't be
No,
more.
I know, and it was
hosp-
like pre 9/11,
Yes,
so
yes. I didn't want to overdo the 9/11 thing. It is our 9/11 special.
Yeah.
And I do like to mention it. And I think we did a great job of talking about it. I just wanted to make sure that I got my word out, explaining that I really think we should really pay more attention to what's going on in the
I
world.
agree.
Yeah.
We're a great country, and by something stupid of us not paying attention. I mean, politics is just, people need to get along.
Yeah.
They need to understand that everybody should love this country and the
and
fact
each other.
Yeah.
Love each other, man. There's so much hate right now in this world, man. Manhattan's like a wild, wild west right now.
Excuse me, you have a phone call.
Johnny Potenza.
I don't have a
Who is it? Who is
Hello? No, they're not calling.
Pronto.
Oh.
It's
Bert Gervais.
Hey, Bert Gervais, Artie Pasquale. What's going on?
It's Bert Gervais here, you meatheads.
The Godfather of the Wiseguyz show.
What's
up?
Party.
I got a bad connection. What's going on there? It's like scrambled eggs.
Are we going out tonight?
Our engineer's working on. I hear some tapping. Pap, 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 pap.
Still doing it?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Hold on. Let him fix it. He's working. Our engineer's working on it. We'll give it a second.
I think the engineer's got something in his throat.
Yeah, no, it's getting there. Hey, Artie, did you see we got a new show coming up? Are you there? It's like
fucking
a
Morse
bare
code.
wire. It's got to be a bare wire.
SOS.
Artie, call right
you
back.
there?
Hang up and call back. Hang up and call back. I think we got a bare
Go
connection.
down to the corner and get on the phone booth.
No, hang up and call back.
I don't even know what you guys are saying, which I don't know what you're saying under normal circumstances. Have him next call me back.
All right. Can we call him back?
Call me back. I want to talk to you.
All right. Okay. Can we call him back, Antonio?
We can hear him now.
Yo, I got you now. You there?
Artie!
Sounds like someone's popping up a fucking line.
We weren't
Call me
expecting a
back.
phone
I
call
can't hear
today.
you.
Call you back.
I didn't expect a phone call.
He's talking to you.
Yeah, you there, Artie?
He
Pop, pop,
probably
pop.
can't hear us.
I'm here, but I can't hear anything you're saying.
How many
It's so
wise
strange.
guys does it
All
take
right.
to answer a telephone?
I think Antonio should just. You gonna keep working on it, Antonio, or you want to hang up?
No, I'm gonna work on it. I want this to work.
Yeah, you there, Artie?
Oh,
Give
yeah.
Antonio another cannoli. Maybe we can get it right.
We're trying to figure out the pop.
Yeah, I don't know what that
That's
is.
all right. I just want to say hello to my buddies. That's all. I try to get.
Hey, how about now? You hear me?
Every time you speak, it
I
does.
miss you guys. I don't know what you're saying. But I know I'm on an echo.
Hold on.
Anyway, I'm going to hang up. If Annette wants to call me back, she can call me back.
Yeah.
Show you.
I know, you just wanted to talk to me. I know, Artie.
You're right. You're the only one that keeps that whole thing together. There.
I want to know if we're going out tonight.
Joey Cat's probably eating a cannoli. I know that. Anyway, I can't hear you guys. You're all scratchy. I just want to say hello. I miss you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Back and call me back.
How about?
Ciao,
Hey, I
ciao.
don't. I still hear.
Ciao.
Not the boss.
Ciao.
Ciao. No good.
Is he guys?
All right. Well, we'll talk. We'll call Artie after the show and explain to him what happened. That our engineer been driving too many buses lately, and he's forgetting the dials and all that stuff. But let me ask you. Do you have like a website or?
Yeah, my social media is at mpolite13 on Instagram or Mario Polite at Facebook and at mpolite PRLIT at Twitter.
Twitter, okay.
And then my own website is MarioPoliteActor.com.
What's the Instagram again, Mario?
At mpolite13.
Now, I want to talk to someone who hasn't spoken all night, Roro. What's going on, Roro?
Hey,
Are you having fun?
I am. I love you guys. I remember, do you guys remember the first time I ever saw you? I remember, and we were like, no. We did that show.
Was it Tiff's?
No. It was
Danny Pro's
Danny,
show,
yeah,
right?
Danny
At the-
Provenzano's show
At the Pico Tavern, right?
at the Pico Tavern.
Oh, over there. Wow.
That was the first
Pico.
That was the first time I ever met you guys, and I was like, "Who are these?"
I was there with Bobby
Italian
Ches.
kings?
I was there with Bobby Ches. We brought Bobby Ches
Mike
that night.
Monaco's place, right?
Is that the night with Bobby Ches?
Yeah, Randy was there that night.
Yeah, that was the first time.
We went with Bobby Ches. Brought Bobby Ches there, and Angel
Yes,
Salazar
he
was
was there.
there.
Yep,
night with
Teddy
the
Smith
phenomenal-
was
We
there.
weren't just Italian guy. We were talking Italian.
Yes, well, I was like, the Italian kings are here. I was like, and they're called the wise guys. No, but yeah.
Bobby Ches wanted to beat up Angel Salazar that night. He was cracking on Annette and me at the
Angel
table, but that was
Salazar.
part of his
I know
act.
Angel.
And Bobby didn't know that we were friends, and he's like, I don't like him saying that stuff. I'm going to get up and say something. I'm like, no, he's doing an act right now. That's all it is. He goes-
Three-time
and
world
he's like,
champion boxer.
Yeah, but I don't like it. Did you know that? Did you know
No,
that?
I didn't know that was the story.
He kept
behind
saying, I want to go, and then it got quiet, and then he would make a joke over to Annette again or something. He's like, I just about had it with this guy.
Yes.
Did he have his hat on?
Danny was going to me, get Angel off the stage. I was like, what do you want me to do? Yank him off?
Yeah, he was bad.
Wow.
Out of all the shows I ever seen Angel, he always cracked me up. I actually seen someone recently he did for the fire department, for the scholarship fund, and it was great. And this one, something was just not right, man.
Yeah,
Drank
yeah.
too much. Yeah, did a lot more than drinking. So, but anyhow, no. But that I'll never forget that night because Bobby Ches kept saying, "I'm going to go up there. I'm going to say something."
Yes,
I'm like, "No,
yes.
Bobby's just friend." And then he'd be quiet. I'm like, "Oh,
then Bobby gave that speech at
are
the
you
end of the
sure
night.
he's your friend?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right." And then he would make another joke. He goes, I had just about had enough of him." No, Bob, I'm telling you, he's a friend of ours. Yeah, but he keeps, but he keeps saying stuff.
That's funny.
You guys
But
are-
then he went up and did a speech, and then we had to get a hook and get him off the stage.
That's awful. I also have to add a couple drinks, so.
Right.
But, a couple drinks.
Before we still have a little more time. The doc we do a segment on the show of a famous Italian. I want to make him do this because it's done very well for us, a segment, and it'll be followed by his trailer for his book, and hopefully that'll be a movie one day. But the doc, inspire us about a famous Italian that you know about.
Forza.
Okay, here's a gentleman. His name is Antonio Maccucci. And Antonio Mancucci was a friend of
Sant'Antonio?
Giuseppe. No, he was a friend of Giuseppe Garibaldi, who unified Italy. And he comes to America and Staten Island, and in 1871, he develops what becomes the telephone.
Oh, of course.
Now, Alexander Graham Bell comes out with a patent 5 years later. And the only difference was that in his patent, he happens to mention the words electromagnetics, which wasn't in Antonio's version.
He didn't know how to fucking
Got
spell
robbed.
it.
So
Everybody
yes,
knows
well,
that.
basically, yes, he did get robbed because what happened was he didn't have the funds to really complete the patent.
Wow.
And Alexander Graham Bell actually heard about his invention, and in 1871, there weren't too many people who liked Italians. So that a gentleman who's more English than Italian, obviously he gets recognition for the patent.
More
and
American, you meant, not English. American.
Well,
At
English,
the time.
yeah, English in ancestry,
Yeah.
and ancestry, and speaking and being able to speak English. So he gets the patent, and it takes up until his the anniversary of his 200th birthday that the United States House of Representatives acknowledged the fact that he had something to do with creating the telephone.
Wow. He created it.
So, you know.
The only good thing that came out of it
Even
is
though
that
go ahead.
anybody who is related to him has lifetime phone service.
Cash
anywhere
in
in the world.
for life. T-Mobile.
see,
For life.
You know, that doesn't really happen because obviously, right?
let me say,
the reason
they
why
should.
You guineas are the king of the phones.
Gucci
the
Wireless.
reason why it takes they probably took all that time is so that
Fuck yeah, if it was a good
patent
attorney, of
rights,
course.
royalty rights, anything that he could have, that the family could have possibly ever had, time ran out.
Yeah, they're all
And then
dead.
eventually,
Morphed. That's
also
it.
what happened was,
That was their whole
if you
fucking plan,
remember,
too.
Ma Bell was broken up because of monopoly rights, and that's why today you have more than one provider for your cell phones, which, by the way, Marconi would be very pleased to see that today.
Yeah, it's just great how they wait like, 200
Because-
years, so the whole
because-
family would be dead, so
because
they
now
can't get anything
Right,
from it.
This is really
No free sprint.
This is really a radio because it has a transmitter and a receiver.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
could send Morse
really
code on that thing,
it's
too.
really, like a descendant of
Meucci.
Marconi's invention.
Yeah.
And the next time you pick up or you buy a product by RCA, Radio Company of America, that was originally Marconi's company.
Wow.
So, Italians have made a lot of contributions to communication, and some of them have not gotten the recognition that
Yeah.
they deserve.
You
I
know
think
what?
that
You know what
these
the best
Italians should
one,
make a class
most
action suit.
recognized communication in the world is?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my little tidbit for today.
Grazie.
And let's see the trailer to his book coming out soon. No, the book is out. Just
is
the
out.
trailer. That's it.
An unconscious man with memory loss under a pile of trash has an out-of-body experience. He begins by following a homeless man that leads him to follow several people, a bird and a dog. Until he discovers his partner is having him killed, while a woman is praying for his life. He needs the aid of 2 homicide detectives to save him. During his following and the need for physical salvation, he learns the real purpose of being a follower and a higher form of salvation. Matt 2540 by Anthony F. Raimondo.
And I hope you like the trailer to Matt 2540 by Anthony Raimondo. The trailer is about a book, and we're hoping that one day we see it as a film. And I'm telling you, you know Anthony like I know Anthony. It gets real deep, and I'm telling you, that's a movie that I'm really looking forward to see. You know.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too.
Thank you, Anthony. The doc.
Amen.
Thank you, the doc, for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Every show we're going to do something about a famous Italian, and that was another one that our heritage is important to keep. And
a reminder.
And we're always, like I said, we're going to be the voice of the Italian American community, plus others. We have a lot of friends, and let me mention a few. The Bada Bean Coffee are doing auditions. I saw the Joey Cat and Nikki voices over here. What's going on with the auditions? Did you do that?
We're having a good time. That's
Yeah,
all
I can
know.
see. She
Right?
posed
Facebook,
pictures.
you said you better fucking buy that.
You
better buy that Bada Bean coffee. I'm coming to look for you.
I don't know what's going on with that. What's going on with that?
No, I see your pictures in
Oh,
there.
yeah, no, I did the pictures.
Yeah. Are you doing any filming of it?
They're done. They're developed.
Yeah. All right. All
That's
right. Well, the 94th annual Feast of San Gennaro in New York City was obviously canceled, but the masses aren't. So on September 19th, masses at 2 p.m. Masks are and social distancing, and there's limited seatings if you decide you want to go. There's a procession at 3 p.m. And it's at the Most Precious Blood Church at 113 Baxter Street in New York City's Little Italy. We used to go every year. It's a beautiful church. Please go and support it if you can. It's probably going to be packed. So just now, this Francis Ford Coppola, he gets to release his version of The Godfather Part 3.
He wants to see it, yeah.
Do you think that's going to do any help to it?
Not really.
Possibly.
How do you know? You never know.
We don't know.
I mean, I wish it did. I'm going to watch
You
it
gotta
just for
cut
that purpose
out a lot
alone.
of
If I
people.
don't like
Can't be worse
it,
than
I'm
the
never
original,
watching
right?
it again for the rest
Can't
of
be
my
worse
life.
than the way it is right now.
Yeah.
I think you got to cut a lot of the
be
actors out of
worse.
part 3 and CGI them with different actors.
Well, like I said, we'll see. Francis Ford Coppola is a great director. If he has a version of it that we didn't see,
Yeah.
I'll give it a chance. We'll see what
You gotta
happens.
do just when I thought they were done, they fucking pulled me back in.
Just when it goes out, they pull me
Also,
back in.
our official freestyle legend, Boricua Passe Radio. He did a Wiseguyz shout out for us. Boricua Passe Radio app. I'm telling you, the best freestyle music ever.
Nice.
You want to listen to some music when you're home. Put on and download the free Boricua Passe Radio app. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. It's all good. It's all good. You know Boricua Passe?
Sure.
Yeah, so, I mean, let me tell you, he's a DJ. He knows the music.
Dale.
He's a host for a lot of the freestyle events. He's always the main guy out there on the stage, just like we do when we do our events. And he is a genius when it comes to the music you want to listen to.
Yeah.
If you're a freestyle lover, that is.
Love that.
Obviously, the last show, Don Most and Craig Loigren, all great. That video of Craig Loigren, like I think, "Follow Me Home." The comedy video is a CD.
Oh,
We put it over there. Let's see, it's over there now. It came back. I got home. I'm like, Craig Loigren CD. I put it over there, and it was home with me. I was like, this thing's following me around.
It's haunted.
Yeah, but Don Most, he's getting a bottle and 2 shirts of the Wiseguyz Show. I'm going to give you a shirt today of the Wiseguyz Show. Our sponsor, Roccabella Vodka, didn't come in. So, Roccabella Vodka is our sponsor, and we'll see if we can get you a bottle.
Oh, it tastes
You're
good,
a vodka
man. I like
drinker?
it.
Oh, that's great. That's really
Goes on nice and
delicious.
smooth, man.
We'll talk to
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Gets you
Lit.
Roccabella.
Gets you briac.
Also, our
That
buddy
night,
Vinny
he's like,
Dice.
oh,
Vinny Dice doing some cooking stuff. Vinny, good luck with what you're doing. You're cooking up some storm. I don't know what it was, some pasta and cheese. DJ Lenny and Lucia is back together again. It's DJ Lenny at Zaz Radio. Congratulations. You are doing everything together. We wish you the best. Hopefully, we'll see you guys in the studio soon. And And Right to Live, Michelle Francesco, she had an event on September 6th. We missed it. We're sorry, Michelle. We'll try to make something with you. We got to do something with Randy DiOrio. We lost Randy a while back. And, we got to do something. I will not rest until we do a ceremony or a special for Randy. I know he would want us to do it. Whether we go to the church in the area where he lived and see if we could create a mass there and maybe do something afterwards somewhere. Randy DiOrio will always be in our hearts. Yes. And I got to be honest with you, I really miss him. And it's a shame. We lose a lot of people in the world. But Randy, I didn't expect. I really didn't. So,
Randy, we love you.
Love you, Randy.
R.I.P.
But just before we end, I want to thank Mario Poli.
Thank you. Thank you for
I hope you had a great time here.
I did. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, guys. It was great.
And I hope we could do some more stuff in the future. I mean, the COVID really killed everything. You know, we've had some film festivals that we were involved in. We do the one in Red Bank. What's that one called? I'm not going to remember. We do a film festival in Red Bank. We did it once last year, but then we did the Hoboken International Film Festival and stuff like that. We had a movie that we were that we were a part of that was going to premiere.
That we acted in.
Karate Christmas Miracle. They're going to do it in November.
A wrestling Christmas Miracle.
A wrestling Christmas miracle, right? The first one was a Karate Christmas Miracle. You would have liked that.
Cobra Kai.
It's Cobra Kai.
Good show, right?
That's who's in it.
What, Johnny?
Martin Cove.
Martin Cove is in it.
Yeah?
He's in the movie.
Yeah.
Jimmy Walker's in the movie.
Wow.
Todd Bridges is in the movie. Yeah, we have a Scotty Schwartz,
Freddie
Julie
the Fireman,
McCullough,
Jumpin' Gennaro,
Biagio,
Joey Woolley.
Yes.
Great.
The Monmouth Film Festival. We do the Monmouth.
Julie
Film Festival.
McCulloch is in it.
I would have liked to invite you to that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Julie McCulloch is
And Tony,
in
I
it.
lost my mic. I don't. I hear myself.
Scotty Schwartz.
Yeah,
is
there.
in it?
I can't.
Yeah, it's all
Now I
star
can hear
cast.
myself. I don't hear myself.
Actually, one of the scenes was
No,
filmed
now I don't
right
hear-
in here
now I
in the
hear.
studio. Right in this.
Now I
was
hear
a-
it.
created a living room of.
Yeah, I would have liked to invite you to that. I know you would love to come to that. You could be the special guest
I
and
got
stuff.
friends down
You're
there.
like, dude,
Yeah,
man,
yeah. Well, it's a great film festival.
it's great down
You know who was the main attraction was Sinbad, and we hung out with Sinbad and his son.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. He was there.
a lot of
he
fun.
was there.
my
Yeah.
Oh, Anthony, that's right. You came. The doc came.
Mario, if we do something, I'll reach out to you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Sure.
Right. So I want to before we leave, thank everybody again for coming. Roro, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Mario. Mario
Yeah,
Poli,
thank
come
you.
on. And listen, we had a great show again, and we're going to be doing more. We got to really push the Italian American culture and the heritage everywhere. It's falling. It's coming down. And through generations, we lose a lot of culture.
Yeah.
And Angelo will agree. I feel that as we get into different generations, we forget our past because we're worried too much about what we're doing in our future. And you got to remember where we came from. Every nationality has to remember where they come from because then it ain't culture. There's no more culture. We want to mix in with the American culture. We want to be able to have Italian culture and American culture, Hispanic culture and American culture, all cultures.
Well, that's why it's America. We're allowed to come here
That's
and
right.
represent our cultures.
That's right. I mean, and the Italians do a good job of it. We still do our feasts and stuff like that. But
Hey, you guys like pizza and pasta?
Yeah.
Yes? All right.
it'll always be there with the food. It'll always be there with the food and the restaurants and the festivals, but it has to always be there in the heart.
Yes.
And we have to carry it on. Even if, listen, you want to tell these young kids nowadays to learn about your culture, carry on your culture, and keep your heritage, all that. You tell them that. It may not sink in now, but it will sink in as they get older.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you ring their bell a few times when they're younger and they don't want to listen. That's fine. Don't worry about it. But as they get older, they'll understand what you meant. And
learn to appreciate it.
It's supposed to carry on. You're supposed to look back at your grandparents and what they did, and what your grandmother cooked on the holidays. You have to carry that on because then it's not family no more. It's just individuality, and you'll be cooking one day. 20, 30, maybe not, let's say 100 years from now, you'll be cooking Christmas dinner by yourself, and if not, you got to carry it on. So
No more lasagna.
I just want to add something because this is something that, Italians, we say the word ciao.
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 See?
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao. And
Ciao's on.
but we don't know what it means. See, everybody thinks it means hello or goodbye.
It means hello or goodbye.
Nah, but that's not what it actually
What
means.
does it mean?
Arrivederci
It
means
actually,
ciao, like,
it,
later.
arrivederci,
Arrivederci,
right? But
arrivederla.
ciao actually means I'm here to serve.
Wow.
I'm here to serve. So when someone
Camanieri.
so a tourist should never, when they go to Italy, should never say to an Italian ciao, because you're not going to serve them. You're the tourist.
Disgraziati.
But see, and Italian people, Italian custom is that we serve each other. We help each other. That's what we do. That's why, for example, at home when you cook, there's always enough for a guest that may show up that isn't there.
That's why when you go to
That's-
Italy,
that's
you're
it.
supposed to say, "No, non piaci formaggio, non voglio
You know, so that's part of our culture to be able to help one another. But
right,
that's
Doc, yeah.
you know, but you know, here in America, I think, and I'm sure that that's part of other people's cultures as well. But we're losing that camaraderie, that community
We'll get it
of
back.
helping one another.
It's
And
up to
sharing together, and that's why. And we're instead of coming together, we're going apart.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. And all our events, we're going to stress that. We're going to make sure that everybody understands that we're just trying to preach to keep your culture, to keep your heritage, and to keep it alive and carry through generations into the future. Because when we're not around no more, that's it. You know, so okay, that wraps it up. I want to thank everybody, and I want to thank everybody for joining on the 9/11 special. And we're gonna close it off with this amazing young man who can play some serious music, "Amazing Grace" by Tony Vincent. And we'll see you next.
Jesus Christ.
Tommy Vincent.
Nah, it's a smack in the face.
Tommy. Hey, listen, you're Tony tonight.
You got everything
all
on
right?
that notepad written down but his fucking name.
I know. I got his name too.
Don't worry about it.
Tommy.
Hey, after tonight, nobody's going to forget your name.
Yeah, that's right. You're absolutely right.
And thank you guys for having me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
so much.
Anytime, Tony. Tommy Vincent.
Close enough. That's close.
Amazing Grace. God bless, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace that taught me to see. And I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, now I see.